3. If you can do that, you're already on the uptick
for sure
for train. So here we go. It's looking like they are going to head towards Ivy with all 5 of them. Actually, no, we do have the number 0 man, Romulus, hanging back.
Likely going to throw a right side Ivy smoke, and yeah, have them put pressure on it. Might be a fast strat here.
You only got, well, we do have 2 over here set up to defend Ivy. And there's the smoke. So they're going to go right at both of these defenders. It's Turtle. He gets dropped by Samrock, who actually gets 2. That's beautiful, with a little bit of help from Reds, but with that headshot, it probably wouldn't have mattered. So now the bomb is just going to rotate into the inner sight, pretty much uncontested, as the rotate was pretty quick after the smoke at Ivy. So they got control of the inner sight, but the bomb is still not planted yet. They're taking a little bit of time to get it down. Reds will plant at the center train site, and Samrock in good position to contest the retake from Lumberjack. But what a headshot from downtown, that USP. Fortunately, Lumberjack is the only one left, and he's going to get flanked by Mobilize. So very nice execution by Armata to pick up that round.
Yeah, that was some really pristine execution there. Landing that Ivy smoke that usually takes a few extra seconds to land, it seemed like they were all running up at the correct time. And, you know, coming in a group like that with Glocks, running the Glock train on Ivy is just a super good idea. I think they had the right idea there, and they had Romulus go inner to catch that ladder flank, ended up getting 1, putting a lot of damage on the second, and leaving Lumberjack in a 1-on-4 situation. You know, not a pretty position to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, pretty much up against it. Not a likely retake, as this time they're going to, I think, play it slowly. No, Samrock immediately into the site, but cannot put down. That's the number 1 man. That's Asani. And unfortunately, he is down to his last lick of health. He's only got 1 HP left. Lumberjack picking up a headshot onto Samrock. But look at the guy. He's peeking with his Galil. But the bomb, meanwhile, got planted at inner. Completely juked the caster as Mobilize drops 1, and so does Red. So it's going to be up to 10 HP combined, Lumberjack and Asani on the retake. And that's going to be pretty much impossible against 3 well-stacked terrorists. And it looks like they're just going to, well, it looks like Asani's going to hold on to this Galil. And Lumberjack, I think he's just going to try to save as well. Perhaps look for an exit kill as they're conceding the round to Armata.
Yeah, it's definitely in Asani's best interest to save this rifle here. I don't know if they'll buy behind it, but if they can win an anti-eco, they'll have a much better chance with the Galil. And again, these rounds super important, but it's likely we'll see a double save out for Sitgo. I'm not sure if they have enough money here, yeah. So it's likely they won't buy behind this. You know, you're not going to be able to buy more than just FAMAS and armor, but yeah. Oh, we do have some buys. MXJ spending quite a bit of money here. It's going to be important that they do drop guns in this situation. We got 3 armor buys and pistols, so this isn't going to be something that, you know, if they all 5 of them get killed without getting a gun, it's whatever. It's actually they need to get some kills here to make this worthwhile. But it is a good move because it's really important to hurt the economy in this situation, and if all else fails, they can save.
Yeah, it's a great point, as not too bad of a previous round. I mean, they were able to pick up some kills, but obviously losing the round. And look at this. Asani picks up 2 with that Galil that he saved from the previous round. So already the strat paying off as he drops 2 of the terrorists. They're going to be forced to go to the inner site, which again has been abandoned, as it looks like SitGoGame has been favoring stacking the outer site due to the lack of guns. Derry gets dropped by a headshot from the Galil of Mobilize, and they're all going to retake from the same position, just with a bunch formation, which lines it up for Reds, who, oh, I thought he was going to drop all 3. He only able to get 2. So now it's a one-on-one scenario, Romulus against MXJ. And MXJ is down to 27 HP, he has no kit, and he's up against an AK. I don't think this is likely. Romulus able to drop him, just taps him with that AK, and that's 3 in a row for Armata.
Yeah, it's a pretty precarious situation in that 1v1. We had the nice flank come out from Reds, who got 2. Really closed out that round for Armata, and even though they lost the first 2 kills, I think it would have been a good idea to just juggle that stack and then go for inner. But they were set up pretty quickly to take inner, so it's no surprise that they were able to win that round. Once the bomb was down, you know, they still had better guns. But everyone died, and they did drop some money, and they're on a full buy, but we're not going to see any ops out for the CT, and I wonder if that's going to affect how this round pans out.
Yeah, this is a quick execute onto the outer site, and Asani is holding fast in the center of the site, and he's able to drop Romulus and Reds. Nice patience there to drop 2 with 1 clip in his M4. But Mobilize and Samrock combine to get 2 of their own as Lumberjack trades out Samrock. So it's now a 2-on-1 scenario with Mobilize, the last terrorist alive. Bomb is dropped in the center of the site. So this is a very precarious position for it to be in. But look at Lumberjack! Oh, he was right for the picking, and Mobilize completely whiffs the shot. He even tried to line up the 1-tap and missed 2 of them. That's unfortunate.
I have no idea how that missed, but maybe your hitboxes are weird on ladders, but that ended up working out really well for him. Little did he know he could have shot him in the toenail and killed him, but either way, he had low health and in a 1-on-2. Pretty much, it was SitGo's round to lose, so good on them for winning that round. And now they're still not going to have money for ops. I don't know if it's in the plan to get them, but they're going to have rifles, and it's an anti-eco. If a gun gets dropped, they might opt to buy one next round. We'll see. And it seems like they're going to execute pistol strat. And I wonder how they're going to get the bomb down, if they're going to run through CT or try to plant it at the bomb train. But I think that this time we're going to go at T-Con instead of inner.
Yeah, it looks like they're set up for the same, at least initial push, as they did on their pistol roundups. They smoked off the outer sight, coming through Ivy with 4 strong, as Turtle is able to drop 2. Is he going to make it a third? He does. So now it's all up to Mobilize and Reds, but they do still have the bomb, and Mobilize gets caught with a grenade in his hand. Reds is able to trade him out. He does have the bomb in his hand, and he's up against 2. One of them extremely wounded, so this is a winnable situation for him, given that they have to come to him. And look at this. He's thinking about rotating back to the A side as he has plenty of time, and the wounded CT player, Turtle, is the only one between him and that site.
Yeah, it's a weird situation where everybody seems to know what everyone else is doing, and they're going to cover inner and outer the best way they know how. I think the positions are really good for the CTs, and if Turtle gets caught in heaven here, it could be a round loss for them, but if not, might be an easy kill.
Oh, there it is. Turtle had a chance, and Reds with the clutch drops both of them and only had 17 HP to spare, and he'll get a little $300 extra on top of that to treat himself. What a round by Reds.
Yeah, so Reds had the good call there. He knew that a player was going to be in the A side somewhere, and you know, the best position to be close to B, but also readily available for A was Z, and so it was natural for him to check that spot. And he hit his shots, you know, with such low health. A little bit of whiff by Asani, unfortunately, cost them a round. But you know, that can be attributed to the whole team's play and not just one person.
Yeah, you know, I think Reds played that really well, rotating back to A. It's just unfortunate that Turtle, from that heaven position, wasn't able to drop him. I mean, he did have the drop on him. He had the first shot. He was wounded, so he had to connect with that one. Unfortunately, unable to do so. And Reds picking up the huge clutch to stop any momentum for CEVO-Game. So it's now 4-1 Armata. And CEVO forced to save again, as it's looking like another outer execution, all slowly this time. Samrock is able to get a piercing headshot on Asani. It's a nice shot there, as MXJ is up in the heaven position, looking to drop Samrock from E-Box. Oh, wow, what a shot! Dinks him twice. That guy the guy's gonna try to trade him out, but MX is playing it perfectly, staying in the corner and hoping his teammates can actually get the trade out. But he overextends himself and gets dropped by the guy who gets a second, looking for a third. Derry is able to drop him, but while all that commotion was going on outside, 3 of the terrorists went inner and got the bomb plant. So now it's going to be a 2-man retake. They both have AKs.
Yeah, pretty much an easy read for Armata here. That they did this on their last eco, where they put a lot of presence outside. Ended up dropping a couple guns, so successful overall. Hopefully they'll save. Armata probably knows that they're going to try and save one more time, and it is in their best interest to chase at this point, because their money is hurt and they want to keep it down.
Ooh, Mobilize is able to get one, but Turtle in good position to get the trade out. And actually, Turtle picks up another on Reds, so 2 exit kills for Turtle. Romulus will live to fight it. Well, nope, there's the Hail Mary nade. Oh, runs out of time.
Close call.
That was a nice save by Turtle. Able to get 2 and hold on to his gun.
Yeah, and now the issue that's starting to rise is the economic one. We see Armata with a ton of money in the bank. They have all the guns that they want, and they still have a leftover, you know, 20K or so. So that's actually, no, it's a little bit lower than that, but enough to buy at least one more round. And so it's going to be 2 rifle rounds in a row that they need to win here. And this is unfortunately because they lost that one round that in that 1v2.
We're seeing a lot of confidence from Armata on these entries as they get the first. That's Mobilizes. Romulus picking up 2. He's going to look for a third. He gets it. 3K on the entry, and he's looking for a 4th. He gets it, drops him with the spray headshot. Huge round by Romulus. They don't even need to plant the bomb. They just frag their way, and
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of just hitting their shots, getting out there, putting a lot of pressure on the CTs, and also working off that confidence that they can win these rounds. You know, unfortunately, because of that 1v2, a lot of the momentum has just shifted in the favor of Armada. And when you give that to an experienced team, they're just going to take it and run with it. So that's going to be a big hurdle that they're going to have to overcome in this first half. And it looks like the best outcome they can have is a 9-6 half, but they're on a save right now, so it might even be 5-10.
Yeah, absolutely. As the aggression continues from Armata, look at Romulus. Oh, he drops 2. 1 headshot. Gets a 3rd onto Asani after going up the ladder. And now it's down to the last man standing, Derry. Doesn't last long as Red's getting a headshot on him. And Armata just going with the brute force tactics.
Yeah, and just that one round alone helped them bank so much more. They weren't able to drop any guns there, and it was important for them to do so. Now it's going to be like maybe 2 to 3 rifle rounds in a row that they're going to have to do before they get the chance to have a free eco. And Armata with a 7-1 score has shown that they can win rifle rounds as well as anti-ecos, meaning that SitGoGame have to play better than they've played so far in this match.
And as I said, the aggression continues. This time, it's the guy with an op. But Asani is able to drop Romulus before he does any more damage 3 rounds in a row. Samrock looking for a kill onto Asani. He's able to catch him in between the trains. As MXJ is just biding his time. He's able to drop the bomb, gets traded out by Red. So now, again, the last man standing is Derry. All he has is a pistol, and the guy chest shots him. So that's another round for Armada. It's going to be 8-1 in favor of them going into the 10th.
Yeah, wow, I didn't even know he was speaking there, but I think they had a really good setup there. That was Seiko. They had one guy with a 5.7 who was just really low on cash, saving for an op, in inner by himself, and they really anticipated an outer stack. It might have been natural for another team to maybe put 3 rifles and a 5.7 outside if that were the case, but they really anticipated that outer play, and it ended up being one. So it was a good read by them. But at the end of the day, they're going to have to hit more shots.
Yeah, and at this point, they are heavily invested in this round as they've got an auto sniper on Derry. Let's see where he is playing with that. He is actually playing the inner bomb site at the ramp. It's a good spot to be in. We've seen this as a common position, catching the rush into the inner site. And curiously enough, it looks like that is where the terrorists are going to be coming. Let's see if Derry is able to pick up some frags through the smoke. He's just kind of spraying and praying, and now he's blind. And it doesn't look like he has done any damage. He might have nicked the guy, but other than that, not much to show for that. As the guy drops MXJ peeking around the corner, and already they have complete control of the B site, and they didn't even need to frag anybody to do it. That seemed kind of off for CEVO-Main to give up the site that easily. And here come the frags, as it's now down to 2 remaining CTs. Turtle was extremely wounded, and that auto sniper is the last one left. You would think he wants to save this, given how much of a monetary investment is, as he just can't seem to connect on a blinded player there. It's the guy had just a textbook opportunity to drop him, but Lumberjack couldn't connect with it.
That's like me, man. Whenever you put an autosaver in my hands, I just get embarrassed. I play inner, but I rarely have an auto sniper because it's just it's so easy that it's hard. And unfortunately, he couldn't pull out the frag there. But basically, playing that far back with the auto sniper is acceptable. You really only need to get 1 frag or so because the retake is a lot easier at B. The issue was that he wasn't getting any damage through the smoke when, ideally you want to hit 3 or 4 people at least once. But yeah, that wasn't working out for them, and the retake failed. The rotates were maybe a little bit too slow. They weren't anticipating the interplay, and that's what cost them that round, I think. Yeah,
getting that bomb planted off before they even dropped a defender was pretty impressive. I mean, as soon as the bomb went down, they did kill the first defender. And now the bomb has actually been dropped, but Reds is able to trade out Asani, and he's going to get it picked up. And now it's a long con flank from Lumberjack. He's in great position to headshot the guy. And look at that, MXJ picking up a kill with his pistol. So on this eco, already looking pretty good as the terrorists are down to their last 2 players. Reds, 74 HP in the bomb. Romulus down to 22, so about 100 between the 2 of them. Nice eco so far for CEVO-Main.
Yeah, I think what's really telling about rounds like this is that if you can win them on ecos, you might want to change up your playstyle on the rifle rounds. Maybe you're playing a little bit too passive. Maybe you're a lot better aggressive, but you feel like you don't want to blow the round by just getting killed. And, they've got to deal with this one guy here, Romulus, in a 1-on-3. They don't know where he is, but the bomb is down. Okay.
Gave away his position coming up the ladder, and MXJ makes him pay for it.
Yeah, as soon as you tap that bomb, all panic ensues, and if you're far away from it, you just start running. But That was a good round by them, but maybe that'll tell them something. You know, this is a really good way to break the bank of a team. The only problem is there's only 4 rounds left, and we got a couple players with over 10K, so it's gonna be they're gonna be hard pressed to find an eco round in between this. And if they lose this round right now, their money's gonna be so hurt it's gonna be unbearable, I think, for the rest of their half. But they will be able to buy at least one more time.
Yeah, it's a great point. And already giving up 9 rounds to Armata on the CT side of train. You certainly don't want to give up any more. Now is your chance to stop the bleeding. Let's see if they can do it as Samrock, unfortunately, is having none of it. Gets 2 headshots, 1 through the smoke. Reds is going to get entry into the inner site and get the bomb planted completely uncontested. It's going to be 3 men alive for CEVO-Gaming. Make that 2. Asani and Turtle last up. Asani, he gets 1. Trying to get a second on the Reds. Cannot connect. But Turtle is able to drop 1 with his op. He's getting flanked from the right. Oh, he hears him and drops mobilized. So now it's him against 2. And an op battle probably going to come up between him and the guy. But he is pretty much sandwiched right here. Not in a good position. That's a decent nade. Forces the guy out of position, but the guy is ready for him. Drops him with the op, and Armata makes it 10 rounds on T-side train. T-side
train, yeah. Yeah, if they were on CT side, this might be acceptable. But unfortunately, they've dug themselves a hole that's a little bit too deep, I might say. But again, we saw Justice Pro come back from 5-10 and do a lot of work on T side. A lot of it comes down to pistol, but the only difference right now is that they had 5 rounds and CEVO only have 2. So it's dare I say crucial that they win these last 3.
Absolutely, as Armata comes out swinging into the outer side once again. Turtle tries to catch the flanker coming through Ivy, but Samrock, unfortunately, is able to drop him. Romulus gets a second for him on the round. So now it's up to Lumberjack and Derry. As the Terrors have complete control of the outer side, Derry's going to come down through ladder ever so slowly, but mobilized in perfect position to shoot him in the stomach as he comes down the ladder. And Lumberjack, last man standing in an extremely important round. As you take a look at the money, they're going to be dead broke after this round. But Lumberjack not going to go down without a fight. He's able to get 1. Can't turn it into any more, as Armata making it 11-2, and CEVO probably going to be on the save here.
Yeah, and so you can see the reads are there. You know, it's kind of like they're still planning the round out after it begins, whereas Armata's like, we're going to go out and we're going to do this even if you're waiting for us. And, you know, with Samrock being such a fierce entry fragger on inner, and just them all coming outside and really swarming the site, they make it really difficult to, you know, think about the plan and stick to it. Even though it seems like, you know, they're all competent aimers on both sides.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, we've seen some solid engagement, solid shooting from both players, but Armata certainly the more opportunistic, the more aggressive, and Romulus again just on a tear here. He gets another 2 on this round. But already, the Eco's gotten 2 of the terrorists off the board. So it's now a 2-on-3 scenario. Excuse me. Now down to MXJ. He's just looking for any kind of frags he can pick up. But the guy with the 2K on the round with his op, and didn't really even have to expend any nades on that round. Armata's just rolling here.
Yeah, they really ran away with it after that first unfortunate clutch, but I think that Armata overall are just a little bit stronger right now, and it's you know, I don't think they expect anything less. But if they can pull out this round, they can pull out the pistol, you know, which I say is a little bit more 50-50 than just typical rifle rounds. We might at least see a close game. I wouldn't say that CEVO-Game would be able to pull out a win, but we might at least see a closer game.
Yeah, indeed. Really, the knife round's so huge on this map, and we're seeing, despite that, Armata just rolling over these guys on T side. But the bomb is now dropped as Asani actually headshots Reds as he was going for the plant. So this looks like a winnable round for the CTs, as it's all on Samrock's back. He's the last one standing, but he's up against 2. One of them wounded, and there it is. He drops the wounded guy. So now it's a one-on-one scenario against Darian. That nade connects, drops him to 44 health, and the finisher with the AK makes it a 13-2 half in favor of Armata. Wow. You are watching CEVO TV. I'm Mess, joined by Launders. It's a best of 1 here on Train, and Armata is completely in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I'm sure, you know, they're not thinking about they weren't thinking about throwing that last round, but in a 1v3, you have the bomb dropped and spotted. you really don't go out and look for the last guy remaining. He's got to come and find you, and you should at least turn those 1v1s into a 2v1 where you can trade. And unfortunately, they couldn't do that on a round that I think, almost certainly needed to be able to have a fighting chance at winning this game. But we'll see. We'll see if their T side is absolutely sensational.
It will come down to this pistol round. CEVO-Game desperately needs it to have any glimmer of hope of winning this match. So we'll kick things off here in the second half. Armata just looking so strong on the terrorist side. But again, as you commented, Launders, we saw Just Us Pro put up quite a fight against Complexity of all teams, despite being down 10-5 at the half. It's certainly not a 13-2, but still. Stranger things have happened, as it looks like we're going to see Armata be really aggressive. But meanwhile, CEVO-Game looking like they're going to go to the inner site. The number 2 man in the lead, it's Turtle. Going to try to get an entry kill. Sees Reds, does some serious damage, drops him down to 19 HP. It's going to allow his teammate Lumberjack to get the bomb planted, although they take severe damage from a nade. The bomb has gotten planted, so that's a great start for the Terrorists, but they've already lost 2 of their teammates. It's now up to Asani and MXJ to defend that bomb plant, and they already have to retreat. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to do so, as the CTs have 1 dedicated diffuser, and there's the final frag. So despite getting the plant, Armata winning the round, and unfortunately that is not what CEVO needed.
Yeah, the issue with taking outer is that it's a little bit more difficult. You need a little bit more of the tactical nades and smokes to take it. But the issue with taking inner is that even though you don't, it's harder to hold. And so that was really the folly of that round. But sometimes the plan is to just get the bomb down so that you can buy after 1 save. But they're spending a little bit of money here. And so on the 15th round coming up, they're going to be low no matter what. I mean, if they plant the bomb again, that'd be great. But it looks like they don't have any nades or smokes to try and do that.
It's looking like luxury pistols all around for the Terrorists. Slow playing, they've got Asani pushed up Ivy. Just hoping that Armata will get careless and push, but pretty sure you're not going to see any of that, as these guys have played extremely disciplined so far. Although, I mean, it's kind of interesting. We won't see much of them on CT if this continues, when they've been really aggressive on the Terrorist side, have Armata. So now they're just kind of playing the waiting game, playing possum, just hoping to get something. As take a look at how close MXJ is to the number. I think that's Romulus, just below him in ladder with the FAMAS. He's just hoping one of these guys is going to be ballsy enough to drop down the ladder and get a face full of his bullets, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And there's Reds getting the first frag with his FAMAS. Drops Asani with a headshot. So already not looking good for CEVO-Game. Down by 1 man on the save. Needing any round they can get. Any sort of momentum, but Armata has just been ruthless.
Yeah, they're taking their time, and they're really giving this round everything they got, because it would be really important for them to do it. I mean, you know, putting this into the 15th is just dire straits, but...
And after all that waiting, they rush into the outer site, and Romulus and Mobilize are there to drop them 2 frags apiece with their FAMASs to make short work of that rush. It's now 15-2. On the doorstep of winning this matchup convincingly is Armata.
Yeah, pretty worried about going in there as we had someone pushed up in a more aggressive position. I think that was Reds, and because he had all that information, they didn't really want to just run into his FAMAS. But again, as we talked about, it's a lot harder to take outer without any laser smokes, and as we saw, you just get mowed down at decon, especially that late in the round.
So last gasp for CEVO-Gaming. They do have some guns, 4 Galils and an AK. Head armor across the board. It's not looking like they know exactly what they want to execute on yet, as they're just kind of running around T-spawn. They're setting up for what looks like an outer push, as Mobilize gets aggressive and drops Derry with his FAMAS. That's unfortunate that Derry was not prepared for that push, and his teammates were not really in position to get the trade out there. Turtle is already extremely wounded, as look at this positioning from Mobilize, just running circles around these guys. He's got 3 frags, going to pick up the AK. Red's getting the last frag, and Armata making it look easy, winning 16-2 here on Train.
Yeah, sweet